CM Punk has named the stupidest match in WWE, at least according to him. The Second City Saint featured heavily on the road to WrestleMania this year, even main eventing night, one of the show of shows in April. Hence he was also the focus during WWE Unreal, the Netflix docuseries about the sports entertainment juggernaut. The series captured the path from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania 41, showcasing behind-the-scenes tensions, and at times, the unfiltered takes of the WWE stars. One of the episodes saw Punk share his take on a popular WWE match. During episode 4 of WWE Unreal, the wrestlers were seen preparing for the Elimination Chamber match at the namesake PLE. The match has often been described as one of the most brutal in WWE, with its structure deemed punishing to the bodies. As it turns out, CM Punk isn't a fan of this match. You can't prepare for an Elimination Chamber match. It's possibly the stupidest match that we do here. The structure is unforgiving, not in, like a PR way, in a very much it hurts like hell, and it doesn't move, and it doesn't make any noise. So it's your worst enemy. Like, whoever designed this really doesn't like human beings, or at least us, he said. The entire Elimination Chamber is structured in such a way that it makes it painful for the bodies of the wrestlers. Given the multi-contestant nature of the match, there is always a possibility of leaving the chamber with battle scars. CM Punk competed in this year's Elimination Chamber and put up a valiant effort. The match ended with Seth Rollins stomping Punk's head on the chamber floor, allowing John Cena to lock in the SDF and pick up the win. CM Punk went on to compete in the main event of night one of WrestleMania 41 against Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. However, WWE Unreal revealed that earlier plans called for Punk to be in a world title match at the event. During one of the episodes of the series, the cameras captured a whiteboard with early WrestleMania matches planned. One of the standout matches from this card was Gunther vs. CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. Eventually, WWE decided to capitalize on the popularity of Jey Uso and had him go over the ring general at the Showcase of the Immortals. In the world of professional wrestling, opinions are as intense as the action inside the squared circle. Wrestlers, fans, and critics have long debated the highs and lows of sports entertainment. But when someone as outspoken and respected as CM Punk, real name Phil Brooks, weighs in on what he considers the stupidest match in WWE history, the wrestling world listens. During a recent podcast appearance that sent ripples through the wrestling community, CM Punk didn't hold back. With his trademark candor and biting wit, Punk reflected on various moments in his career and the industry at large. Among the many topics discussed was the evolution of match types in WWE. When asked if there was any particular match or gimmick that stood out to him as unnecessary or outright ridiculous, Punk paused, laughed, and said, "Oh yeah, without a doubt. The Punjabi Prison match. What were we thinking?" Punk's blunt assessment of the Punjabi Prison match lit up social media platforms. Fans and wrestling pundits immediately began dissecting his comments, debating whether the infamous match concept deserved the legendary pipe bomb artist's scorn. "Look, I get what they were trying to do," Punk continued on the show. WWE loves spectacle. But the Punjabi Prison was just a mess. You couldn't see anything, the rules were convoluted, and it took away from the talent inside the structure. It was more of an eyesore than a wrestling match. The Punjabi Prison match, introduced in 2006, was originally designed as a unique gimmick for the Great Khali, a 7'1" Indian giant who had been pushed as a monstrous heel. The match consisted of two large bamboo cages, an inner and an outer structure, with the only way to win being to escape both enclosures. The match's exotic aesthetic was meant to reflect Khali's fictional background and add a new flavor to WWE's already extensive catalog of match types. However, the match has long been criticized for its visual and logistical flaws. Viewers often struggled to see the action due to the layered bamboo structure. Even WWE commentators found it difficult to explain the rules clearly. In fact, the Great Khali didn't even compete in the first scheduled Punjabi Prison match due to medical issues, and Batista ended up facing The Undertaker in the inaugural contest at the Great American Bash in July 2006. CM Punk never participated in a Punjabi Prison match during his WWE career, but that hasn't stopped him from voicing his opinion. "I don't need to be in a match to know it's dumb," he said with a smirk. "It's one of those things where you look at it and just go, we really did this." Punk's honesty has long been a double-edged sword. It's what endeared him to millions of fans, but it also earned him the ire of WWE's top brass, particularly during his acrimonious departure from the company in 2014. He returned in late 2023 under the new leadership regime spearheaded by Paul Triple H Levesque, signaling a possible reconciliation. Still, Punk's recent comments show that while time may heal old wounds, it doesn't dull his sharp tongue. "It's not about burying WWE," he clarified later in the interview. "They've done some great stuff, but let's be real. Some match concepts just don't work. The Punjabi Prison is at the top of that list. Even the guys who were in it hated it. Indeed, several former WWE superstars have echoed similar sentiments. Batista, who won the inaugural match, called it one of the hardest matches to work in a 2014 interview. "You couldn't see anything. The crowd couldn't see us. We couldn't hear each other. It was just chaos." Randy Orton, who competed in a Punjabi Prison match against Jinder Mahal in 2017, reportedly criticized the bout during backstage conversations, noting the match didn't allow wrestlers to showcase their strengths. Still, WWE has only held 3 Punjabi Prison matches in its history, perhaps an acknowledgement of the match's divisive reception. While it was an ambitious idea, it never truly caught on with fans or performers. CM Punk's comments have reignited conversations about WWE's more questionable creative decisions over the years. From the Kennel from Hell match to the Chamber of Horrors, wrestling has no shortage of bizarre gimmick bouts. Yet Punk insists that the Punjabi Prison stands apart in its impracticality. "You can have a silly match that's still entertaining," he explained, "but the moment it takes away from what the wrestlers are doing, that's when it becomes stupid. Wrestling is about telling a story. You can't tell a story when no one can see what's going on." Fans across Reddit, Twitter, now X, and wrestling forums weighed in with their own thoughts. One Redditor wrote, "I love Punk, but I think the House of Horrors match was worse." Another countered, "Nah, he's right. Punjabi Prison is unwatchable. The sight lines were terrible, and it dragged forever." Interestingly, the match did have its defenders. A small but vocal group of fans argued that the Punjabi Prison, while flawed, was at least unique. "Say what you want, but it stood out," one fan posted. "In a sea of steel cages and ladder matches, at least the prison tried something different." But CM Punk doesn't buy that logic. "Being different doesn't mean being good," he said. "You can paint a car bright pink and call it art, but if the engine doesn't run, it's still a bad car." This kind of brutal honesty is nothing new for Punk. Throughout his career, he's never shied away from criticizing the wrestling industry, even at his own expense. His infamous 2011 pipe bomb promo, delivered live on Monday Night Raw, remains one of the most talked about moments in WWE history. In it, he called out WWE management, broke the fourth wall, and blurred the lines between fiction and reality. Since returning to WWE, Punk has remained a lightning rod. His backstage issues in AEW, his commentary on wrestling's creative direction, and his deeply personal promos have made him both a beloved icon and a controversial figure. "He's polarizing," said former WWE writer Freddie Prinze Jr. on his podcast. "But that's what makes him great. Punk says what a lot of people think but are too scared to say. That's what makes his perspective so valuable, even if you don't agree with him." As for WWE, the company has yet to respond publicly to Punk's comments, and they likely won't. WWE has typically avoided engaging in public back and forths with its talent, especially when it involves critique of past creative decisions. But behind the scenes, Punk's remarks could influence future decisions. With Triple H steering the creative ship and a new generation of fans and talent emerging, gimmick matches that don't resonate might get phased out entirely. "Wrestling is evolving," Punk said. "Fans are smarter. They want authenticity. You can't just throw a weird cage on TV and expect people to cheer." So what does CM Punk consider a good gimmick match? "Hell in a Cell when it was done right," he answered. "Elimination Chamber can be great. Money in the Bank. Matches where the structure adds to the drama, not distracts from it." Ultimately, Punk's comments serve as a reminder of what matters most in wrestling: storytelling, clarity, and connection with the audience. No amount of bamboo cages or exotic backstories can replace that. Whether you agree with him or not, one thing is certain: CM Punk's voice still matters in the world of professional wrestling. And when he calls something the stupidest match in WWE, it sparks a conversation that forces the industry to take a hard look at itself. As wrestling continues to shift toward a more reality-based, fan-driven product, Punk's words may echo louder than ever. "I don't say these things to be mean," he concluded. "I say them because I love wrestling. And sometimes, loving something means calling out its dumbest moment."